is that whenever you're choked, you lock your chin. Why do I lock my chin? Because with a choke, you've only got 6 seconds to react. In some cases, a guy can drive you unconscious in 3 seconds. Relax your neck. Now, I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on him. You can look at his eyes. I'm not going to knock him out, but see, when I put a little bit of pressure on that, you can see the sensation. He locks his chin. As soon as he senses somebody's coming in over the top, he locks. Now observe, I can't get under his chin now. And if I fight it, nothing's happening, at least for a couple seconds. Now if I really try and use both hands, you see I can get under it, but it'll take 6 seconds. His objective is to stop me for enough time so that he can react. Now he's reacting right here. I'm under, and he starts his reaction now, whatever he wants to do. Fingers, wrist lock, followed by a hand attack. Okay, he grabs me, the choke, I lock, I go outside the technique to do my release. Now one of the rules about the choke from the rear is that you step outside the technique. For example, with this technique here, if he turns to his left, see he's only tightening my technique and I'm getting under his chin. But if he turns to the right, which is outside the technique, he's releasing it. It's very important to remember stepping outside the technique. He grabs. Outside the technique is this way. Whatever way his elbow points, that's like a street sign for me. His elbow's pointing that way, so I go that way to get outside the technique. And I'm really outside of it. See, my whole body's working against his bicep. I'll win every time. If he grabs me from the other side, immediately I know where I have to go because the elbow's pointing and this is straight ahead or out in that direction. I just go that way. Now I want you to observe something here. If you're perceptive, you'll see that with this technique, I'm almost putting him into an arm lock, which is exactly what I'm doing in my mind. If he grabs me with the right side, I lock my chin, I cover his arm, and I do my turn. Now watch, my chin remains. See the arm lock? Following it down to the ground. Okay? I want to cover a couple points about little pressure techniques that you can use when you're in this situation. He chokes from the rear. My chin is into his radial nerve. See, that alone is causing pressure. Pressure point on his tricep. Pressure points, you can pop pressure points all along. Or you can put a pressure point technique into the bicep, basically using the panther technique or a claw into his arm, which will move his whole body. Those are possibilities. You've got side pressure points along his body. You can combine pressure points. You can hit pressure points all the way around, all the way up. That's a pressure point. He can't stand up. He's in pain right now. I can hear him moaning. You can't hear him. Come on up. Okay, now this is an excellent way to practice pressure points. You have somebody choke you from the rear. If he chokes me from the rear, just feel all these spots, because all these spots are available to you. You've got points on the leg, you've got the groin, you can step inside the person, you can meet the person. Let's get a better view of this. Now, he grabs me with the right arm, I turn, I'm stepping inside. See the pressure points. Everything's open to you. Whatever you want to use, it's all right there. As with the other technique, you can do throws out of this position. He grabs, right hand around. I drop my weight down, lock, just pop him over the top. Okay, that's your choice. You can also pop him over the hip. He grabs, I shift slightly, drop down to the ground, lift him over the hip.